I figured I'd talk about something a little bit more fun and goofy today, and that is Mario Kart. I love Mario Kart. It's probably my default pastime video game for if I want to just sit around and just play a game that is enjoyable and that I don't have to think that hard about. And honestly, I can't give Mario Kart enough praise because I truly do believe that it is the best racing game. And that just comes from Nintendo's tendency to take fun concepts, turn them into games, and then they iterate on those games through the generations. Mario Kart's a fairly old game, but they've been able to take that kernel of fun that is Mario Kart and iterate it all the way up until Mario Kart 8, which is currently I would consider the de facto Mario Kart because I don't really count the mobile version. That's kind of just, a cash grab. But the beautiful thing about most Nintendo games, but especially their core franchises like Mario Kart, Smash, all those things, is they are incredibly approachable, incredibly simple games that are also very, very deep. As in, you can throw anyone a controller and be like, here, play some Mario Kart. And they'll be like, oh, okay. And, they're able to drive the little cart around, and the courses aren't so ridiculously crazy that they're completely lost. And the controls are intuitive enough that they're decent. And, they're able to have fun. And the built-in cripple the leader slash help the person in last mechanics that they have with the items means that even if they are just terrible at Mario Kart because they're brand new, they're going to be getting a lot of interesting items so they can probably somewhat keep up with the pack. And that gets them over that hump of just being terrible and lets them immediately enjoy the game. And that's really it's excellent game design, because as you start playing more and more Mario Kart, and I've played way too much Mario Kart, you recognize that the core gameplay stays the same. You're always racing, but as you get better and better, you start seeing things that you can do that improves your overall play performance, such as a beginner might not even recognize that drifting creates small boosts, that holding drifts and having consistent drifts for long periods of times actually gives you speed boosts. The same thing with doing the little tricks every time you go over a jump or anything like that. There's small little speed boosts, and then there are tons and tons of just little mechanics that most people will completely ignore, but the people who really put the time in and really invest time in the game will know these mechanics, and through the use of them can become incredibly good, to the point where no novice could ever hope to match them. Because once you start putting all of those little tricks together, it starts becoming a much more complex game. When you're playing at the top level, you have to always make sure that you cancel out your box roulette. You have to always make sure you hit those tricks. You always have to get the perfect drifts. You know where all the shortcuts are. You know how to use these items, and you know which type of items that you're going to have access to in what position of the pack you are. You know that being up front is nice because you don't have to worry about being pulled into the pack, but you also realize that it's hubristic because you know that that blue shell could come at any time. You know that being second is much more advantageous, but at the same time, you don't really have the ability to pull away the way that the person in first does. and you also have to worry about the pack of the rest of the people behind you. When you're all the way in last, you recognize that you're going to get some really good power-ups, and you can use those power-ups to catapult yourself back, usually into third or second if you use them right. And these little nuances are completely lost on a brand new player, as they should be, because it'd be completely overwhelming. Like, it's beautiful that this game has been so approachable, and yet simply just through playing it, you will pick up these tricks until the point where you're just exceptionally good at it. And that's one of the reasons why I think Mario Kart thrives. It has such a thriving community, is because there are people who have been playing since, the original Mario Kart. I picked it up on Double Dash, so I like to think that I have the best drifts because I'm a Double Dash drifter. But there will also be like brand new players who are just picking it up for the first time, and yet it's still accessible to them. And that's really the hallmark of an excellent game, is it's as complex as you want it to be. If you want to really dig deep, there are tiny, like minuscule, like split-second decisions that you can make during a game of Mario Kart that really like set you apart from the crowd. However, if you're just brand new and you just want to play a goofy racing game, then there's no better option. And there's no better option for both of those things. Like, as much as I love like realistic racers and things like that, they just don't have the intricacies that the, goofy, somewhat, cartoony Mario Kart has. It's a much more deep game. And I don't know, that could be said for most of Nintendo's games. Like, Smash is like that too. It's an incredibly simple fighting game that they've iterated on. And so I will probably talk more about Nintendo's design philosophy because it's fascinating. But for now, I imagine that's probably enough.